Season 13 play.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help. Good luck, have fun.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
So the team that surprised me the most in the group stage so far is probably ENCE. I think they have a very, very weird mix of players, but I think Snappy is doing a great job of getting it all together, and this fast as well. I didn't really expect that, so definitely ENCE for me.
Hope you learned your lesson, girl. I cannot teach anymore. Hope you show some faith in men. I am not like anyone. 'Cause I am over being sober with myself, and I'm with you. I am over being something I am not. I'ma turn it to the man now. Hey, finna get my money, ain't no handout. Hey, finna be a legend like I'm playing now.
Okay, hey Caddy, let's go. Bitch. Where'd you go?
You always make me feel like shit when I play you.
Fuck.
You always make me feel like shit when I play you. This guy's cheating, boys, by the way.
Where are you going?
Do you have sound on, man?
You don't? Oh, there we go.
Okay. You scared now, man?
Of course.
Yeah, you should be. The boogeyman is coming for you.
Oh!
I was hit by a
Hit or what? Where are you? What the fuck? What is this?
Good spawn.
Yeah, nice. Not again. Yeah.
Ooh, where are you?
I fucked up.
I just gave you a little head start, well. Never mind.
Try to hit me next time.
Oh, I thought we were teammates.
Not in the server. When we play against each other.
Lol.
T-side.
T-side. I heard you left side. I heard your knife or something. I can hear a knife.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
NaVi are on a crash course with complexity, and only one can continue forward here. We've got another bracket matchup for you in the playoffs for Season 13. We're ready to start talking some counter. My name is Trace. I'm alongside Kassad and Yanko. We're ready to get right into it, guys. This one packs a little bit of punch. You love to see it, and you love to get it started just about as soon as possible. So how are we feeling?
Yeah, I think this match has a massive question mark all over it, right? Simply because of both teams, really. For NaVi, they were the best team in the world, at the beginning of this year, then fell a little bit flat in Katowice, and in this group they've been just, really, really poor considering the standards we hold them up to. And complexity, a bit of a mixed bag in terms of results, couldn't make it into the main event of Katowice, looked much better in the group stages here and have had pretty much 4 weeks now just to practice, so we don't know what they were working on in that period, right? How did it change their map pool either? But we know one thing: if NaVi doesn't play better than they did in the groups, they're not going to make it far.
Yeah, they're past that point where they can kind of recollect themselves and fix it.
I mean, definitely they struggle in the group stage. Their fate was determined by Cloud9's loss to MIBR at the end, because Gambit beat Fury in that finishing match, and it was a massive struggle for them. And on the other side, we have Complexity, who just played enough so they can just go through the group. It was a relatively even group for them. They made it pull through. And then right now we have this kind of a 50-50 match, but we always know that NaVi is good in these playoff games. They always show up. You always can count on Simple if Electronic shows up. And Bit was pretty good in the last few games as well. So I think they have a little bit of an edge over Complexity right now.
Plus, Simple's been practicing with Valorant, so we should be fine.
Yeah, he's also needing to take a little bit of steam off or something, right? But I think I'm guessing now he's asking themselves the same question: is like, how are we so inconsistent that at one point we're the best team in the world and playing like it, then on the other side of things we can't win a T-side round to save our life, basically, right? We heard from Flame in an interview, they're throwing Electronic was calling on Mirage a little bit, this, that. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, what is actually going on? And perhaps now is the time to hear directly from NaVi in doing so. So let's see what they had to say about their hardest opponents in the group.
Which team will give us the hardest in our group? I think most of them are average, considering how, in terms of how they can surprise us. I think Gambit can surprise us, Cloud9 can surprise us, and even Fura with their aggressive style. Each team is very dangerous for us. I think the only one team that is not as much dangerous as others is T1, but all others can surprise.
Yeah, so that was Blade talking about the groups. Yanko, thoughts?
Yeah, Complexity in their group, you can see that they had a loss to Big. That was the only win for Big in that group, and for Heroic as well. That was a close third map, 16-14 game, right? If they won that game, they would have had the #1 spot. So obviously an easier group than NaVi's, but still you can't take much away from them.
Well, there's about one thing I don't think we're going to be seeing, and there it goes. It's Vertigo, out of the picture completely.
Yeah, this is where I was interested to see what Complexity's ban is going to be, because they actually have a 7-map map pool, and they get rid of Train. They worked on it, they beat Heroic on it with a great T-side, winning 10 rounds, but, NaVi is one of those staple Train teams, and they just want to get that out of the equation.
Do you think we see a Mirage come through, Kassad?
I was expecting Mirage to be Complexity's pick, yeah, but I expected also Nuke to be in the first pick from NaVi, but there go Dust too, and then obviously Mirage for Complexity, pretty expected from them. It's one of their most successful maps so far. Overpass ban for NaVi, which I didn't really expect against Complexity. And then the third map, obviously, it kind of suits both teams right now, especially NaVi, which is Nuke. They will always take Nuke in any best of 3 nowadays.
Yeah, that's why you would have liked maybe for Complexity to go to Inferno, but they don't. Yeah. It's never been a great map for them.
So our Epix players to watch right here are, our Epix.gg players to watch. Poison and Simple, and for obvious reasons, what they bring to the table.
Yeah, great toppers, but just going back to that last tweet, to actually, Inferno is a map that Complexity doesn't play often because they probably don't feel great on it, but they actually are winning it a lot, right? When it ends up as a third map or people pick it against them. So I'm surprised they didn't maybe make that change for this particular veto. I think it would have suited them better. I think they're an absolute favorite on Mirage. Yeah. So I think, if Navi wants to win this, it has to go to 3 maps.
Yeah. And, sorry.
There are these maps where you feel like, when you're like as a team, where you feel like not so comfortable, you're still like winning them somehow, but not comfortable enough to pick them. And I guess they feel better on Nuke, that's why they left it, Yeah.
So Navi find themselves, the second highest percentage of winning pistols throughout the ESL Pro League Season 13 so far. They're just behind Astralis. Getting started in the right direction for these guys is great, but when they don't win the pistols, it seems to get a little weird around that second round. It's like all in invest.
Yeah, it can be a crazy for Complexity a little bit if they start losing pistols because they're a momentum-based team. Mm-hmm. You never really see them coming back crazy after like a bad start or something. Pistols are important for them a lot, and Navi winning a lot of them could represent a little bit of a problem for them, especially if Navi manages to convert those anti-force buys.
Weirdly enough. No, I was just reading the numbers. Sorry, Yanko. It takes a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And let me just put it out there for you because we're about ready to get in the game. Who do you guys have winning? Yank, I'm going to start with you. Whole series.
I don't know, man. I have no idea who's going to win. I don't know how these teams are going to show up. If Navi has resolved their issues, right, and figured things out, and they can show us that, January, February form, then I have them. If not, Complexity can take it.
Navi?
Oh, yeah, that was fast. Music is on. Navi.
Yeah, you did well. You did great right there. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start this matchup right. Navi or Complexity, one of them getting knocked out. We're about to find out, starting right now and right here on Dust 2.
Oh yes, Navi with this T-side beginning, and Complexity. Oh, it's been a little minute since we got to see these guys back in the server. Excited to see what they both done with some time away. Now Navi, if you remember, their fate wasn't in their hands, right, when it came to reaching this spot in the competition. So they're feeling thankful they're even here. The consistency has not been there. Config starting, I was going to say started strong. Looked like he was going to get a double, but instead it's traded right away. More aggression coming out of Cole, nice and early, and finding a lot of damage as well. BlameF could get caught by this top mid player in Simple. The peak's a little late, so BlameF has moved away for now. Actually goes back in and takes another out of the round for Navi.
Yeah, that's not gone well for Navi, has it? Boomich had the full set of utility coming down lower with electronic tugs. You got to wonder if that was conned over. Boomich loses all his grenades and the bomb gets spotted. So Cole, they don't stray away from this double B setup. They know where Navi had it planned from the outset. Flamey's still looking along, but Poisoner's yet to waver on this position. And Navi, really, your only hope is to go B. Does Flamey want to join them? There's not much value he can provide on the other side of the map. And with 30 seconds, Navi, we know they like to leave it late, but they've got to make their mind up. Flamey making contact, and he loses his life to Poison. And now you're screwed. Now it's done and dusted, surely. Cole with 2 players in B, JKS ready and waiting, and here come the taps.
Yeah, not out of JKS yet, but it's this second player posted up at car. They should have everything locked in. And Rush almost certainly does. A nice little team ace from Cole to begin that pistol, to open up this game. On Navi's map pick, no less.
It's scary stuff, right? I imagine we don't see Bit in this series as well. He's had some great games, obviously, with Navi second banning Overpass as well as a map that we finally saw Bit pick up the other day and play for Navi. And again, a map that they've had trouble with on the T sides, which is where they're starting here. So, yeah, definitely some worrying signs for Navi, but it's early days, and we know when these guys are on form, then it can be very difficult to deal with. Cole having a little bit of time off to prep to get ready, and Poison with a scout, helped out by Rush, who will be drawn in for a double kill. Poison as well, it's great to have him back. We obviously talked about this in the group stage. He looks like he's recovering well. He's having some great games and even more time off as well with no officials. Poison's probably in great form. So Simple's work is going to be cut out for him, but he's off to a good start. D downing a Blame, and Poison will trade Any more could be nice. Don't really want to give away the free bomb plant to Pistols and attack to Electronic. He's trying to crouch his way to the site. Poison won't let it happen. And it's a clean-up jumping shot for JKS to find their second round.
Yeah, that was a full eco there. So they're looking to get these rifles out, you know, nice and early on the NaVi side. I'm going to bring the AKs into play right here, right now. For Cole, pressure is on, right? You have the weapon saved, obviously. You reinvest on the rest of the gang. You know, Famus's scouts pales in comparison to what NaVi are bringing to the table here. Maybe even a bit of a scout battle going on between Simple and Poison. That's an exciting prospect.
Yeah, Simple, maybe not with a scout, but when he has the AWP, he'll sometimes just sit in T-spawn for, you know, a minute of the round, like full-on jamming it and just waiting, right? Catching rotates as NaVi work the map. And that's exactly what NaVi are doing. You know, it's scary because we just had ENCE absolutely, you know, fall apart, crumble on the T side of this map, with really no depth, nothing to show for themselves. So you worry about NaVi coming into this game. You hope they don't have a similar performance in those devastating T sides that, you know, have been happening lately for them. So will we have any repetition here? Smoke out long, the flash comes through and Rush is tucked. They don't know just yet. Smoke a corner. Poison's going to try and help out, draw them in, provide some cover for Rush. Even a shot will do it. Now Flamey probably less considering of the position that Rush is in. And Poison can go back to watch the cat play.
Question is now, with Flamey here left to fend for himself, is he going to hit this timing? Or has he been fed to the wolves at long? Simple coming in with the, what is this wolf, out through short side. Poison opening up the round. The molly really making him feel trapped here at ramp. He can't really go anywhere. And Flamey's dead on the long push. There's Simple with the trade into this A bomb site, allowing that bomb plant to come through. NaVi a man down with the bomb planted. They know about this long player as well. Simple trying to flush him out, trying to deal with him. Electronic first man to break the silence. And Simple blinded off the angle in the blink of an eye. It's just perfecto. And even though he's good for that first kill, the trades are in right away. Complexity, they set up to play retake in the man advantage, and it goes swimmingly for them. They trade their way to success.
Yeah, it certainly helps they win that long fight as well. Like, that's so pivotal because it just means you can't come through CT. If you lose long there, you lose Rush. Well, firstly, he's, you know, integral to getting Simple and coming back up that position, but then the rotate is cut off for Cole. The only open avenue would be that cat flank, and NaVi would have been set up in time. Simple also, you know, he swapped off the scout when Boomich died, got on the AK. That got NaVi the plant. They got the kill, but past that, nothing really worked well. Still, a bomb plant, it's temptation enough. NaVi going with a buy. And we've got Poison on the AWP early as well, upgraded from the scout. So that's good news for Cole. 3-0 up. Simple taking a long spawn. Perfecto lobbing flashes, and Simple jumping out, trying to dodge and trying to dodge death and danger. But there's so much of that. Blame pushed up. Oh, he's got Simple trapped. He knows the nades get any free damage. Double dunk does a little bit. And Blame is tucked to the corner. 3 long. Poison goes back to watch Cat, but we still have Rush here as well. It's quite the terrifying twosome here for Cole.
Yeah, for Simple, he's in really rough waters. And deals with the first, but the trade is in immediately.
Oh,
they even lose Electronic down here in middle. Config is bringing some heat into the server today, and JKS is going to follow up on that even further. The lead extends in favor of Cole. Config just running them down,
okay,
and him and JKS combine for 4 in the round.
Oh no, it's one of those days for Config, is it? Obliterating NaVi on mid-play. That's a great idea for NaVi, right? Like, it's the last thing that Cole really expecting. I don't think Config's, you know, ready for 4 players coming out mid doors after NaVi have just taken long, especially with Simple getting that kill. The Config just domes NaVi in mid, and he just does not stop pushing. Okay. Scary stuff for NaVi. And more pistols to make that lead just that little bit lighter for Cole. Set towards B. We still have Flamey on his default, doing what he often does on this map, right? Holding those long doors, setting up the top mid boxes on the A takes, either coming in with lurks or cutting off rotations. And, you know, you've already seen Cole look pretty confident. You don't want to give up too much map control. Let them come in on these flanks and push you and prod you from behind. Boomich flashed himself on a run boost. Yup. Nice nade.
Yeah, the utility's been really nice out of Cole. Like, wherever they've thrown these nades, they've always found good damage from it. This round is no exception. Flamey is knocked out of those long doors. And NaVi, what they've got mid, they don't really have anything else. So, you know, maybe just looking at a mid to be here. They've got the smokes to make that happen at least. And they've even got a spare one left lying around if they do want to throw anything else in the way of Cole. But yeah, this is rough. They throw like these corridor smokes in mid, right? They let you get a little bit wider or push into CT, and Electronic's trying to do exactly that. But 25 seconds, you've got to go.
Ooh. Yeah, dinks in. Poison's got cover though. Rush doesn't need it. The smoke comes down to get rid of the orb. Flamey knew what was about to happen and he still gets domed by Rush. Oh, the flash comes in and it fully blinds Perfecto. So Poison is saved for now, and that's going to clean it up for Cole. 5 alive. It was actually Electronic in the spawn rather getting blinded. Perfecto also did. A kill from that B-rotate instead, and it's a perfect round for Cole. No problem. Despite NaVi getting some weird positioning, right, getting out on that flank out lower. It's not a problem for Cole. They contain it. And, you know, pistols on Dustnu, not exactly pretty. You often just see them get up cat, go for that bomb plant, and try and grab guns to fall back and play those headshot angles. But without that, it's rare to get a pistol round on the board here. So NaVi, quick pause before they come in with yet another rifle round and an AWP on Simple.
Yeah, this is a pretty worrying start, though, for NaVi fans, right? As mentioned, on their run to even make it to the playoffs, their fate was out of their hands. I'm pretty sure it was Furia they were relying on back then, finding success in order to even make it to the playoffs. So the fact that they're here, you know, is already like a wild enough fact. And then on top of that, it's like for NaVi, man, they've got Simple in this team. They've got Electronic. They've got this terrifying twosome. You've got some really strong pieces in there like Perfecto. It must feel frustrating because, you know, no one else can figure out why this team isn't getting the results that you're hoping to see.
Wow.
And NaVi, they're having a hard time figuring that out as well. It must feel very, very punishing.
The early days. I want to talk about that little detail from Simple. He drops the decoy. We call it the. Wait, who used to do that actually? Was it the Waylander? No, it's not Waylander. It's World Edit rather. He drops the decoy in spawn, and then he runs down mid, right? The decoy on the orb. He also shoots one Glock bullet through the door as the decoy goes off. He knows the timing. So if Cole hear the decoy, they also see the bullet go through the door, and they actually think an orb was fired. That's a cool detail. You know, he's not hitting anyone, but Cole don't know that he's actually charging down Catwalk or charging down Suicide. It's, you know, it's not a big detail. But it's just simple.
The World Edit, man, yeah.
The World Edit. And he did it on Cash once, so, you know, never forget. Drop the decoy, get swung, you're ready on the orb. But regardless, it's up cat and into another orb. It's into Poison, traded by Electronic. Good form from him, and Simple will cut off a B-rotate config, and his aggression finally punished. JKS tucked here, the same place, the same... Oh, what? He goes out. He doesn't get anything. They see him, and Simple won't punish him. JKS backs him into B, but that's exactly what NaVi wanted. They're going into the stack.
Yeah, if you're JKS there, you just take that in your stride. Like, you don't know how you're alive, and now the A play is coming in. Well, Rush and Blame F are here, holding on to this together, and the flashbang to set up Blame F is great out of Rush. He goes one step further and even removes the second man from the round, leaving it on Simple and Perfecto. This orb misses a shot, and in that timing, Blame F and Rush get aggressive. That was lovely out of this double sight hold. Blame F and Rush just did that to perfection. I don't think you could have played that any better if you tried.
Nope, both peaking at the same time, in sync kills, and yeah, with that one missed shot from Simple, it cost his teammate his life, and at that point he knows it. The orb can't cock the bolt ready back for the second shot. Not in time, at least, and he goes for the peak and gets punished by Blame. We're getting a great game out of Rush right now. Every time NaVi have come long, he has dealt with it. Flamey on the lurks, done. Double pushing, double kills. Rush has not faltered in his position once. So that's great stuff and such an integral part of this map.
Yeah, one of the things I love about Rush is it's like, you know, you'll get to the end of a game and it's like very, very rarely you looking back thinking, man, Rush had all these sick, like, you know, multi-kill moments. He's just, we always say Rush is a safe pair of hands, right? Because he really, really is. Like, if you leave this guy in a position, he's not going to let them through. Like, he will fight till he dies. Or if dying ain't the right play, then he won't die. Yeah. But yeah, no, man, he's so good at like just playing a spot, not giving you the ground, keeping it clean, never getting like caught overextending, and he really has been like one of my favorite players in Cole to watch, and just see how he develops.
Very, very calm player. It's really refreshing to see, and yeah, right now it's working wonders. 6-0, NaVi. You know, just trying to get that one round on the board. Sometimes that can be everything, right? Just get your head in the game, battle that money back a little bit. Although it's not like NaVi in all of these rounds are getting them closer. Cole are building a bit of a bank, 3 alive in the previous. Poison, he has no fear in going for this cat fight. He sees that smoke come down, and yet again, he peeks in through it, knowing there's a little gap under. It's just dangerous, because if NaVi rush it, you can get flash, you can get traded, you can get multi-peeked. Perfecto out middle. Molly comes in, JKS playing close. If it spreads, Perfecto's got to go, and he does. The flash is beautiful from Simple, and Perfecto with an opening kill. Does that lean them into the mid to B? They're up cap, but they've dropped Spawn. Boomich coming in to help out with that smoke. But Config again, the king of the repeat, getting another frag early, keeps B alive. The bomb's rotating back. But look at the time.
Yeah, 15 seconds. So pressure's on for Config. If he was able to stay alive, that could have won the round. Boomich does die in CT. The bomb's trying to get across. Electronic just going to get it down in time. And Simple is already pushed out into mid. He's deeper than Cole already for. And so those are 3 kills for Simple. Blame F left up in the 1v3. And he might just have to save here. NaVi, they finally break this 6-round streak that Cole had up on the board. And there are a few nice little details there, right? They drop Boomich down into CT. Simple actually re-smoke CT, trying to give the illusion that they don't have that control. It didn't look as cool as it was meant to because, you know, Cole were very, very cautious when it came to clearing CT. I think they actually spotted Boomich drop down in the first place. But nice idea, right, to try and have him there to, like, you saw, like, the moment it switched, when they had CT and they had a player out mid to B, it was like, okay, now we can deny these rotations back from A, right? We can hold CT. Yeah. And for the time being, we've got, like, a 3v1 in that B bomb site. So
it's a really good reaction from NaVi, considering that was not the game plan, right? Like, they're probably planning on Perfecto dying there or getting nothing done, and they're going to go into that cap play. So it's a very, again, late, as we know from NaVi, very late change in the round to drop the bomb off of cat, run lower. And like you said, yeah, Config, man, if he tucks, if he hides, if he crouches in a corner, probably wins the round there. All he needs to do is drop that bomb once or stall a few seconds, but he tried to, I think, swing wide to tuck behind the tunnels in one of those cubbies, and, well, the timing was better for NaVi. They were there just before he could. Caught in the open. Molly onto Poison, got to back up. He can still play cat if he wants. And so Nade's getting traded, and they think maybe Poison doesn't have his AWP in hand, but instead it's Blame lobbing the utility as Poison posts up. Can't repeat, Simple's there. Flash going high, Poison blind, he doesn't fall, he doesn't falter, but re-aggression will be his demise. There it is. Easy peasy for Simple.
While this is happening, Cole are trying to push the B tunnels, hoping that they can get some information. But I think at this point, information is the last thing that you are worried about if you're Complexity. The flashes from Rush are good again. Blame F as well, throwing his own palm tree flashes for that peak. And Rush gets melted by Electronic. Now this lower push is in, and Flamey, I was going to say, yeah, he should have heard that. They came running down towards him. They are just saving, but Flamey looking to take these guns away, looking to make it an expensive round, and he is very, very quick to this position. Now the question we all want to know, are we about to see Agent Flamey?
Oh dear.
006 right now, and this hunt could see him go 007. There it is, Flamey dead, JKS surely dead as well. And so the trades are in at least. That's a worthwhile hunt for NaVi, taking those guns away. You know, you only lose one man doing it. And now you just force a hard eco out of Cole.
Yeah, we got, well, 2 double Asians. Boomich 0-8 right now. But, you know, off that position for Flamey, he may die, sure. He may not, you know, look pretty in the round, but he gives NaVi the info, right? Here's, like you said, the first step's running lower, and then they suddenly stop, and Flamey realizes, well, they've got to call the save. There's no way. And so you immediately see after, you know, he clears lower, everyone on NaVi is fanning out, spreading out, stopping those saving players, and Cole get away with nothing in that round. So it's a good recovery for NaVi, who are looking pretty dicey at 0-6, but now 2 rounds to their name and a broken complexity economy has set NaVi up to pull a bit of a comeback here. Slow and steady on the anti-eco, figuring out where the stack lies. Clearing long while they do, boosting up onto the A site. Blame's got Deeg armor, everyone else is vanilla. And Cole, they made the right read at least, but even with the stack, there's not like they have a flash to pop out into a long play, and this utility into B might even sell a bit of a fake. At this point, you are committed if you're Cole, so they're not going to rotate off of electronics grenades into that B bomb site, and they just hold on, hang on, and wait. And they will get rewarded, maybe some kills to come through, but a round win here, as long as NaVi wait for their full forces to arrive, that shouldn't happen, but they're going a bit early here. Could get awkward.
Everything should be okay, and it is okay because of Flamey, really, just ruining the days of Colt. This Deagle on Blame F is good for 1, but Simple's gonna deal with it from CT. So NaVi, they find that 3rd, they walk into the stack, and they live to tell the tale. The Rifles besting the 5 or 4 USPs that were laden in this A-bomb site. Now we've got that reinvestment. Poison donning his AWP again. Simple, still with his in play. Haven't seen too much of that head-to-head outside of the little cat round that we got, right, where they were just kind of locked in that standoff. So hoping there's more time for it. JKS is tagged crossing. Poison was actually fast boosted cat to try and challenge middle. And while this is happening, long control's been taken by NaVi.
Yeah, Electronic's been great on the trade so far. Getting another one and keeping this round alive on the long position. Rush looking to go double down. And a triple push into B for Cole is coming at the worst time. I mean, they get the info sure, but it's no surprise that NaVi are committing off of this long take right now. Although they're holding off, right, waiting for re-aggression. And that can give time for Cole to set up, to rotate round. They won't get aggressive into the spawn with NaVi going quiet. They know that, well, exactly what's happening could be happening. Perfecto holding on to that position. But they will leave Config deep in B to keep that early info and set up on the A site. So things are good for Cole right now, despite, you know, not having much real estate. And Config is clearing more and more NaVi. Are they going to go back to B? They're leaving long. Config, timing is everything, and he might miss it here. If he rotates up Cat to try and flank an A split while Simple's faking down in the pit, Config is going to miss those timings. And NaVi, they change their mind again. 40 seconds to go back to long. A very weird round, but one that now Config's position is no longer scary. And Poison waits for that cross. Peeking into the orb is not in his mind, as Simple has been waiting here all round long. And with 25 seconds, the clock low as ever, here come NaVi. Uh-oh.
Oh, Poison, how does he win that?
Yeah.
Oh, and through the smoke, he's in with the double. Poison, looking for the 3rd, will get denied. JKS able to trade it out nice and swiftly, regardless, with that Molotov that burns out Electronic. Lovely stuff out of Poison, right? Beats Simple in the head-to-head, goes on to claim another through the top of the smoke, and was even going back in for a 3rd. He's feeling it. Yeah, a bit of an oddity in terms of the round there for NaVi, right? Like, it felt like they were kind of in 2 minds as to how they wanted to approach that, what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And something must have changed their mind to go back into that A play. And it leaves us with like a world of what ifs, you know, like what if they had committed to going back B? Would Config have missed that timing? You know, might that have opened up a B round? It's very, very unfortunate, but that's how, you know, like that one decision that in the moment, you know, didn't even feel like a bad one to make for NaVi, was Simple down in the pit. Comes back to have big ramifications.
Yeah, inevitably when Poison even goes for that peak as well, right? Like that, you know, if Simple gets the kill and NaVi are flanking B, Cole are going to get completely out-positioned in that round. But yeah, Simple hits a tag. Tag won't do it, though. Nice shot from Poison, and now they're 1-1 on the head-to-head. Oh, Simple doesn't take the shot. He unscopes too quick, and luckily Na'Vi once again are taking a fast mid to be. Simple's position on the lug is a long way away, and the spam through the smoke on A is doing a lot of damage. Boomage still lives and gets away with that trade onto JKS, but meanwhile, through the B-bomb site, through the smoke and into Config, who's tucked in at the back. Boomage still up on Cat. This is a mess of a round, and Config tries to get out of position. It will end his life. He thought he had, again, a bit of safety in B, but above the smoke was perfecto, and now Cole needs to question, do we even want to give this a go?
Oh, well, now you really don't want to. Now you're really writing it off, and with Boomage hitting this timing earlier on and sneaking up the catwalk, he's in pole position to deny some of these saving players. Oh, of course. Just turns away, just runs away, and gets shot in the back of the head. So the save will come in. Complexity getting out with 2 guns, still NaVi round, and they do well to recover it, right? Like the spam from A was looking like it was about to really ruin that mid play. Then they're actually able to get a kill from it. It leaves it all on Config in this B site, and as you mentioned, he gets caught trying to reposition. He was mollied out at the back box, had to smoke himself off.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he's like moving. He has the smoke down. He thinks he has room,
he's pretty screwed, right? You either sit in the smoke and hope that they just discount it entirely, which I can assure you would not be happening.
Yeah.
Or you hope that you hit a timing, right? Trying to escape before they're through your tunnel smoke. That's where Perfecto is actually pretty key at like getting ahead of that whole, smoke in the tunnels, going over the boost and spotting over the top of it.
But that's a repeat of a round that Na'Vi tried to run earlier that did not go well for them, where they got mauled in middle by JKS and Config. Like, Config's dealing with mid to Bs really well in tandem with JKS, but when it comes to the tunnels, both times he's fallen short. But the point was simple, is like going on these long lurks on his own with the AWP, and his team are going in heavy, and that's like a bit of a change here, right? If you see Simple with the AWP, you're not going to think, oh, that guy's on his own at long with the AWP, while Na'Vi are hitting a fast mid to be. But that's exactly the plan. Like, the last thing you expect is exactly what Na'Vi are trying to do. Triple B setup here. The guns both in position up on catwalk and in B. Blame tucked to the car. Flamey leaves long. He's thrown all of his grenades, has kept players here, but mainly Na'Vi are just waiting to crunch into B. Are they going to wait for the mid-lurk? Boomage coming in with 2 kills to his name, but right now the calls are there, right? Na'Vi are recovering slow and steady, and this should be their round. There are 3 players. That's a bit of a worry. JK is going to bait them in. They need to kill him because they've got to check close. Simple scoped up, and Config killed by the cover off Perfecto. There's that lurker of Flamey finding Poison aggressing off the catwalk, so only 1 more rifle remains, and with a player burning out on the bomb site, it's all on Blame.
Oh, there's one. Tagged on the repeat. They might think he's lower than he is because of that Glock tag through the wall. Sadly, ammo runs out for Blame F, and NaVi are able to trade him out. There's never really a hope in hell for the guy trapped at car with the bomb out in B, no mid control either. Like, there was a long list of reasons Blame F should not have won that round, and so he doesn't. NaVi up onto 5, starting to find their way back into this game yet. Of course, the kind of easy streets over again. You've got the reinvestment now for Cole. Poison taking his AWP onto the catwalk. This fast boost getting employed again as he looks for the opener.
And he's got it. Boomage. Dead in the water. Dead in the dust. And that's not how you wanted to start the round if you're Na'Vi. Poison's repositioned already. He's dropped off Cat. Come and help a rush at long. Waiting for a late take, but Na'Vi is still defaulting right now, right? Very split. Simple watching mid. Electronic up catwalk and Poison. He's peeking in. He's going for the kills, and he's going to hit a tag onto Flamey. Very nice flick. Hard to hit those through the doors. It's all feeling. Oh, and he baits the shot. Electronic, he considers he could be out catwalk. He knows his timings, and Electronic has to bound out of there, not wanting to die to the AWP on his own. That would mean a lost round. A 3-on-5 for NaVi, almost unwinnable. What does bode well for NaVi is the lack of utility, and only 1 kit on Blame F. But otherwise, it's looking good for Cole. 50 seconds, NaVi grouped on Cat, and you can see Cole is so ready for this. Blame has moved out of middle, putting Config in that position. JKS has taken B, so that's a swap. And now Cole's set up for this A play that NaVi are going to give them.
Poison responsible for a hell of a lot here. And so much utility just raining in. He tries to swing out to deal with these players crossing, but they're already in the sight. They're up in his face. Poison. Oh, they're all around him. How is he still going? Finally, they trade that out, but it's still a huge holdout of Poison, buying a lot of time, getting away with an extra kill, and stripping players out of the ranks of NaVi, leaves Simple and Flamey with it all to do. This AWP in the hands of Simple. I have to deliver. Flamey trying to hold short side and only has Config to beat, but that's too much to handle. Simple now with it all to do, and the rush flank from Long is in. The timing on that is horrible for Simple. It feels like he held that for so long, and then he's like, well, you know, I gotta check CT eventually.
That's so suffocating for Cole because they give him so much room, but at the same time don't give him a single fight, right? Like can see Simple pivoting, checking every single position, long CT cat, long CT cat, and just you know, swapping between angles as quick as he can, looking for those shots. Flamey dies on catwalk, boom, suddenly you've got another angle you need to worry about, and you know they can walk up the ramp at any time as well if you miss the timing. So yeah, Simple was looking for a kill that Cole won't give him, and then suddenly quad peeked out of nowhere. Really nice rotate in the mid-round for Cole to realize it's not coming B and to get BlameF back into A. They were set up double long, waiting for a lurker that NaVi have usually employed. That round they didn't, but that just meant you have more players at long to come back in on the retake. 8-5. And we're seeing a good game out of Cole right now. These are the key rounds. Who will be not winning the half, but running away with it? Will NaVi level the playing field, or will Cole take a double-digit start?
Yeah, this round's super important in deciding that. Both these teams are really like going for broke at this point in the game. And it can make all the difference for NaVi winning a round like this. It sets them up really nicely to split this half down the middle and 7-8 it. If Cole pick it up, though, suddenly it's a very, very one-sided CT side that runs the risk of spiraling out of control. It's another one of these slow creeps out of NaVi. Two still floating around over at the long doors, but they haven't really got any real estate yet. BlameF holding down catwalk is alone. He's playing deep with these smokes, waiting on the other side of them. Now the long pressure's coming in. Rush is able to break apart Boomich. BlameF is still waiting patiently up on the short side, and no one's considering this. Electronic will flick down and deal with him. Poison is once again in the most important spot right now, all alone at A. Everyone else rotating in for Cole. Poison needed something, but instead is removed at the first hurdle. Missed shot out of Simple. You don't catch many of them, and so Config might just look to save here. Getting out with the AK at least allows a buy in the next round, but it's not going to happen, is it? Peeking in a Simple and comes to pay the price.
He doesn't fall for it, does he? He just saw Config at the corner, even read the drop and the climb back up Xbox. And yeah, Poison needed a kill there, right? If he gets it, suddenly that round is in the palm of the hand for Cole. They can play it slower, they can go on the retake. Simple can't wait forever for Config, and well, without it, well, we see exactly what happens. It falls apart at the seams. And NaVi, they've bought themselves a ticket for a very good T side after all. Can they redeem it though? Coles has still got a force on this CT side. Put everything into this round, no kit. Config pushing long, change of position again. Rush gone to B with his SMG. And I was a little concerned last round seeing Boomich and Flamey being the two long lurkers. Like, those are the guys having a rough performance right now, having a slow start. But Flamey did manage to get that trade onto Rush, which really is valuable considering how well Rush is playing right now. Volleys into CT, and NaVi setting up for a mid to B, hoping they get a repeat. But it won't get gifted over. Cole don't have the weaponry to fight for middle right now. They give it up. They surrender. Rush peeking B, Perfecto holding on the default, and both players bounding out, neither wanting to die first. Double setup on Cat, but it's not quite the AWP combo. It's a scout on Poison and Blame. The smoke is faded. He'll replace it, and Electronic is already out behind the doors. Ooh, Config.
Oh, no.
For the flash.
Yep, well, the mid play has just been absolutely annihilated. This only leaves NaVi with one option now, and that's to head into B. But look at Cole. Cole have got every everyone here. The SMGs just breaking NaVi apart, and it's a flawless force fight to round out the half. Complexity up on 9, and NaVi trailing behind on their map pick. Have got to pick it up in the second half of play.
Config, were you surprised by the success of Complexity's group stage run after the disappointment at Katowice?
Yeah, well, we had a boot camp, so I think it was really needed for us that we had that boot camp and that we played really well. We needed it for the team. We still have Justin as a new guy in the team, even though we played with him for some time. We haven't really figured out the way to play yet. So I'm just happy that we are like making the recipe and building the right team now.
You've mentioned about Justin, getting him into the right place in the team. What is still missing then?
I think we have 2 players in the team that likes to play the same role, and we need to figure out who needs to adapt more into playing with a new guy in the team. And I feel like Justin is really good at learning, so I hope he's adapting to BlameF's calls and how he likes to play the game.
Who is he overlapping with? Is that BlameF that he's overlapping
with? Mostly BlameF, but it's kind of hard to tell because they don't have the same play style, but they don't have the same roles, but they're kind of the same player anyway. So it's kind of weird for us as a team, but we'll manage to figure it out.
Now, NaVi, as Yanko put it on the desk earlier, looked like the best team in the world in January and February, and then were a bit of a mess during the group stage, and were lucky to get through. What do you make of them at the moment?
Oh, I'm actually so scared of NaVi every time we play them because you just know that they can pop off individually. Electronic and Simple, they're so strong, and then Boomage also as well. Like, he's doing insane pushes all the time, and he's unpredictable to play against. So I just feel like they're a really good team, but we're not scared of playing against any team in the world. We want to be the best team, and we want to learn from our mistakes. So we're just going to do what we know best and try to win the game.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Config. It's been an absolute pleasure, and good luck in your match against NaVi.
Thank you so much.
Que no soy santa, no me privo de lo que me canta. Si no hay razones para que lo haga, no me gustan los problemas. Sabes que yo ando como quiera, no digo que no. Yo soy a mi manera, no me arrepiento. Escucha mi consejo, mi amigo. Vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza, sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay, no es una cosa.
6-9's always a good time, and this scoreline is exactly that. Cole up in the lead by 3, and NaVi trailing behind, but it's not a scary situation yet, Harry. Their T side, which has had troubles, had trials, had tribulations, is finally here and ready. 6 will do. That's what we'll say for now, because they were, still pick it back up in there.
It's one of these scorelines, where when you 6-9 and everyone's a winner, right? That's kind of how it's feeling.
True.
Like a pistol round here could decide a hell of a lot. Oh, but look, we got the music. Hi. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm having a look in the chat, Hugo.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what exactly's gone wrong to disrupt my game. PC problems.
Oh, yeah, it's always going to be.
To be fair, not much else it could be there. Electronic, that's pretty cryptic.
We have had the whole there's a bee loose in the boot camp.
That's only ever happened once though. There was a bee loose, and who dealt with it in the end?
Carrigan was watching.
Who was the one who dealt with it?
I don't remember. Someone climbed up on a table.
I remember Chris J was like, just getting the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I miss you, Chris J. I love you, Chris J. Let's get into this second half. Complexity. Gonna bound out towards long. Electronic blinded off the angle. There's no say in the matter. And Complexity are moving in fast. Is he going to survive? Yeah, he does get back up into the site.
They slow it down for a moment, and in doing so, Electronic is still alive.
But now, Flash coming through, and he gets dinked. Goosh down to 6. A repeat could just be the end of his life. He's going to tuck in at Gandalf instead. Hippity-hoppity into the side for Config, rather. Simple dinked as well. This has not gone well for Na'Vi. Grenade is good. It won't kill anyone, though. Simple. Oh, tapped out by Config. That's a good start. Are they ready for Electronic? He's still out on an island, on a limb in the corner. And they're not even considering it. He could peek him for a freebie right now. No one's even looking.
No one's even thinking about it.
Yeah,
it's the last thing on their mind. Now we get this swing out of Electronic, but he's made his presence known. He's given them a little head start. Flamey in with 1, in with 2. Over at long. Rush is still holding on. Playmath is here to help out, and they're tapping down these players in the site. It's Electronic, low HP, and he can't get past them. Rush will keep that round belonging to Cole. 10 on the board, double digits secured, and for Na'Vi, they're all out of dough.
Yeah, that sucks for Flamey. That's his best round yet in the game, right? Like, he had a 3K on long on anti-eco, but not getting any RWS for that one, I can tell you that much. It's a lost round for Na'Vi. So the retake never happens. Yeah, that's sad for Electronic. You understand why he's not peeking. They could be considering his position, but as soon as he peeks is when they're already tucked in cover. Simple tag by Poison Scout. Uh-oh, things are getting worse here for Na'Vi. Flash out long Config. Blinded, just gets behind the bin, but the grenade can finish the job, and it gets him on 5. Config surely won't survive, and the P250s do net a double kill at this long position. Okay. Guns gifted, AKs handed over, and now 2 rifles in the hands of Na'Vi means this round is no longer a questionable one.
Yeah, now it's scary for Complexity. Now they're moving into uncharted waters. They get out into middle. They try to take this control away. Perfecto is rotated in with one of these AKs.
Oh,
double Molotov.
Yeah.
Simple just dies to it. Straight up, burnt to a crisp. Flamey with the missed shots. Jump shot by the Mac 10. How? How has this just happened? It went from a 5-on-5, the game we know and love. Everyone's loving a 5v5. Ooh, look, ooh, 5 on either side.
That's fair.
And then you get 2 like little P250 little whippersnappers out through long. Right, that's fine. Things get a little bit worrying. 3-on-5, and you're like, ooh. Then in the blink of an eye, all these kills come through. They burn out Simple. They split into the B site. That's unreal.
Yeah,
Complexity moving on to 11.
It was a perfect call, right? Like, you just saw numbers at long. You know there were at least 2 players there. It's unlikely the Na'Vi have just left cat open, so they've got 3A. The maths checks out. Solo B for Flamey. Cole just avoid it. They double molly CT. Certainly not what Simple wanted, right? Getting boosted, can't escape. 2 mollies, twice the damage. Makes sense, right? So freebie for Cole. They do react very quickly, very well. They don't let Na'Vi rotate out of that, despite having all the weaponry at long. They had better guns than Cole in that round. At least after winning the P250 fights. And okay, the guns get saved. Na'Vi still have another opportunity, but it's reliant on Boomich and Perfecto. Boomich, of which has 3 kills right now. Flamey may have started slow, but Boomich was in the same vein. Poison looking for cross shots, won't connect this time. And Cole set up for a default in this round again. Taking it nice and slow, nice and easy. And seeing where these guns are found for Na'Vi. Perfecto inside of B, Boomich moving around on that A site, and he can actually run right back to CT to maybe get another boost up with Electronic. Could stop the mid to B. Cole are hinting towards it by clearing out closed doors with a molly, but that position could get replaced as players push in. Nice start for Boomich. Gets out of dodge. Poison posted with his scout, won't get the trade. And Na'Vi, they just concede the position. They just back on out. Look at this. 2 back to the A side, 2 entrenched in B. Cole will still be splitting B, but Perfecto, who has the gun, is here to play, here to stay. Damage done, but dink received. And Boomich 2 through the smoke. He goes in for a 3rd. How has he done that? The Galil will do it all. Forget the AK. And now the Galil needs to save the day. For JKS, he's got a double. This is upside down, inside out. And he's stuck inside the smoke, but the scout should be able to close. Cross does come in, but the bomb under control of Na'Vi.
Yeah, with them having the bomb, it would be more impressive to lose this round than to win it at this point. JKS trying to do whatever he can, but there it is, locked in by Na'Vi.
All right, they win it out there. They win it out right there and then. Look at this from Boomic. You love what we get out of him here. This is the Boomic we all want to see a little bit more of.
Great transfer.
Couldn't ask for more.
Navi and Galil's, dude. Different breed. And yeah, like having these players step up, Flamey with the 3K and the pistol, albeit lost, and Boomic with a big round there, that's going to inspire some hope, give you some confidence at the comeback if you're Navi. As well as that, money for Cole in the dumpster. 1 AK. I mean, Navi have more than that, and they're on the CT side. Oh, the contact play. Boomic goes back for it, but is he really ready for 3 players to pop round the corner? Flash goes in, Boomic blinded, and they make their way to the site. Navi are fully retake right now. Simple is done straight out by that Galil. Molly is going to delay the plant, but time is not the issue. The kills could be. Config getting aggressive with another. And a 4v3. Navi are trapped down in the spawn. The kit on Flamey up on Cat. If he dies, the round is done.
Yeah, Config is in some kind of danger here. Flamey waiting on the other side. Well, never mind. Never mind. Config looks danger dead in the face and then asks for more, throwing himself in to fight after fight, taking that round for Cole and now moving them up onto 12. Now, this is where things are starting to get a little bit worrying for me, Hugo. I share, I don't know your thoughts on this, but, you know, like, with the map pulled the way it is, the analysts, they kind of said, like, if Navi were going to win this, it needs to be across 3 maps, or at least that's how it's looking by the numbers. How do you feel if they lose their map pick, though? Yeah. Suddenly, all that confidence is hinging on Navi showing up on a comfort pick for Cole.
Yeah, I mean, if this game continues as it is right now to start this CT side, then yeah, how much faith can you really have? Simple's ult, though, can be the faith bringer, giving us the gift. Oh, Rush, he's so blind. Yeah, Boomic gets out there with a flash from Simple, gets the kill, but he's still standing back at car. Poison with a scout. Double B, Navi entrenched, Electronic aggressive, and he's double peaked. It's JKS to get that kill. Now Simple, now he's screwed. He's getting lurked out on long as well. Almost had a collat there on his plate, but Poison with a quick shot, traded to the rifle, and now it's Navi pushed back out of the bomb site. Cole getting a great T-side out of them, great timings. It didn't matter, but they were just, if Simple didn't die to Poison, he was dead to long less than a second later. Cole on the minimap were coming round that corner and Simple was out, trapped in the open.
Obviously, there's still time for this matchup to turn around for Navi to look really good, but I don't think anyone should be looking at this 13-7 thinking that this is like a sob story for Navi. If anything, I'm really loving this Cole that we're getting to see. Like, you know, especially after last year and having to see this team play with stand-in after stand-in, right? Yeah. This really promising complexity lineup. And, you know, that stand-ins, by the way, bearing in mind that Oboe drops and then Poisonous to take a break as well. It felt like this sick complexity project that a lot of people bought into and were like, yeah, man, like this is looking cool. They were really picking up steam. Then they hit that stand-in phase. It feels like all the progress they made, everything they worked for was like stripped away event by event, right? And we didn't get to see that team that we know and love. Well, this is exactly what we wanted to see. The ability to play off of one another right now is second to none. Navi aren't even coming close. The stuff we're seeing out of Cole is all looking so calculated, so constructed. I'm loving everything that we're getting to witness right now.
Yeah, and JKS, who, you know, was farming in other regions as well, comes here. He has a bit of a mare to start the you know, journey with complexity, but right now looking good in the server, 13-9. He's had some good rounds, locking down those mid to Bs as well in the first half. So yeah, there's not any worrying signs for Cole in what we're seeing. Navi have had some rounds snuck in past the keeper, but ultimately it's been Cole controlling this game throughout, from that 6-0 up to the 9-round half to now, where they've broken Navi's money yet again, and the save is all that Navi can muster here. 2 guns, and sure, they've done it before, but will they do it again?
Oh, they're looking to fight for long. The flashes, the utility, all of it is baiting engagements out of complexity. Rush trying to brave these waters at long, and there it is. Perfecto is going to beat him in the head-to-head. Rush hoping that if he throws enough at that problem, it would all go away, but in the end, it's gotten worse. Now a man down for Cole. Surely the double rifles aren't the recipe to success again for NaVi. Back out into long. Might try and get poisoned down into the pit. Boomich offers up that kill. Jiggle peeking for the info. Now the A-side's feeling the pressure. Perfecto rising to the occasion again. Has kept this round on the table for NaVi.
Smokes it down, they can cross. Perfecto's gotten himself back into the site. He's entrenched now. He's got to win this fight or it's going to get naughty. That's a bomb drop. And now Poison trapped back at the car, waiting for the fade. Player up close. He can kill Simple here. But will Flamey be able to keep this one under wraps if that does come through? Oh, it doesn't. Simple gets legged, but that does not matter. Hits the shot, gets a free ult. But NaVi yet again, they just need 2 guns. That's all they need. The pressure to perform. The diamond in the rough. And out of nowhere, Perfecto with a massive round. As did Boomage on that one Khalil round as well. So, yeah, that's a great round out of NaVi, coming out of nowhere when you least expect it. And it's crunched Cole's money as well as giving Simple an AWP. If there were ever going to be a comeback, it would be off the back of that one round. But Cole want to speed up the pace a little bit. JK.
No, it's JKS, actually,
sorry.
mate.
Sorry.
It's all good.
I think they just expected the util to come in there, so don't want to just explode. But NaVi are scratching their heads wondering, why is it so quiet? Well, it's not going to stay that way for long.
Yeah, Flamey and Perfecto have got to do a hell of a lot here. The flash is blinding Flamey. So once again, Perfecto, the man in the hot seat, but this time can't really offer much up. The B-site's lost. This might just be a save right away for NaVi.
Yeah, 3 guns. Maybe lose one of them, save 2, win next round, right? That's how that works. But yeah, that's not what NaVi had in mind at all. A nice little B crunch for Cole. And you could see NaVi piece it together, right? They had 2 players in CT looking for those picks. If Cole peeked window, that would have bought NaVi a ticket back into the round. So it's very safe that despite grabbing those guns and feeling it, they just tuck in. And that forces NaVi's hand to get out of there alive. Like NaVi realized this is very quiet. They're probably grouped 5B right now. They're not enough catwalk, so yeah, Cole suddenly explode. They get both entries, a 2-for-1 deal. And Simple needs to save this gun. And so he will. 14 found, and Cole on NaVi's map pick look to make it a fairly quick and concise affair. NaVi can't afford to keep trading rounds. They just don't have the room.
Oh, we got a double AWP purchase here. Flamey given that secondary AWP. This is something we see NaVi do a lot, and it's nice that they at least get to run it with some CT rounds still remaining, right? The exact amount still unknown. Would have been a shame if this double AWP never even got to play. So let's see if putting this AWP in Flamey's hands is enough of a difference maker, because he is about to get tested again. Flamey wasn't able to get anything done the first time around. Is the second time around any better? This AWP posted. Oh no, they're in. Flamey, the enemies are at the gate, and Rush might be blind, but he still gets the kill. That's wild.
He's running.
Yeah, running, blinded. Like 3 bullets dead. Flamey out the round.
Yeah.
That's a feels bad man moment for Flamey right there. Like,
surely don't go be
yeah, right.
Nice.
And not only that, like, not only has he just been rushed twice in a row, now giving over 15 as well. So, like, great way to get Flamey getting in his head, right?
Yeah, it's just but by the way.
On top of that, like, the way he dies is just bonkers.
Dear, oh dear. Bad to worse. From standing to a hearse. It's 15 for complexity, and NaVi's map pick slipping by the wayside right now. Are you really going to run boost into lower? No, they're just holding for a higher up angle, catching someone on the stairs. But yeah, if you want all your guns next round, you're going to save all your guns. So NaVi can't even look into that round. They can't even consider it. At least last time they had 2 in B, and so it gave them the temptation. They went 2-for-1 down. It's not a great trade, but it's enough that if you get given a kill by an aggressive Cole player in a post plant, you can retake it. Well, this one, nothing in comparison. Flamey's not even in cover. He's that blind. He's out in the open. And Rush running, jumping, shooting, spraying, blinding. and kill.
5 bullets he fired, by the way.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Only need to hit one.
They at least have the money to put another AWP in Flamey's hands, but the worrying part for me now is with Cole hitting this B site fast. NaVi, after having it happen 2 rounds in a row against them, is surely going to play an extra player towards this B site. And you can see Perfecto's been dispatched to that side of the map now to keep an eye on it.
Good start, though. Poison gone out of the round. No flash up Cat. Simple was ready. And Flamey has now entrenched himself in B yet again. He was watching for the mid to B, but with NaVi in a 5-on-4 and with, lots of control, they don't need to give Cole away back in. They can force him to commit. And out long, we may have that. Boomage, all he sees is smokes. It's a wall down. I like it from Cole, right? They've really got some tricks up their sleeve to show. Getting players into the pit. Boomage is going through. Rush turns back on a dive and he deals with Boomage. Not happening. Not now, not ever. And 4-on-4. Now Cole can really start to throw the mind games in, the wrap back. You can walk through T-spawn, look at the ground, end up B. It's worked well for you already. And moving out mid, though, Flamey spotted them, so he at least knows this is not a long commitment. He's calling for help. Perfecto dragged away from that A-bomb site, but if they get the smoke in now, he's trapped on the wrong side of it.
Oh, they're actually going up Cat in towards A. NaVi, this is exactly what they were hoping for, right? This A-site take leaves you running into a terrifying triple stack. Yeah, you deal with Electronic, but Perfecto and Simple is still, well, just Simple. Simple's still here at least, and he's in with the first. Down to the 1v1. It's Flamey. Bottom of the board right now for NaVi versus Config on the other side to decide if NaVi can keep Dust 2 alive. Simple entrusted him with this secondary AWP, but now he's got to show us why. Down in CT, Flamey waits, Config right up above him. Tucking himself into Gandalf as well and just playing around this bomb with a Molotov still in play and no smoke on Flamey. It's important that he gets up into this site and baits out that utility quickly, or else that could decide the outcome of this game. Flamey in the site now, but Config just swings it dry and locks in this first map for Cole. Now 1-0 up in the series. Now you get scared for NaVi. They need to step it up, or else their journey might be drawing to an unfortunate end.
Malta has truly its finger on the digital pulse. Malta, game on. With 300 days of beautiful sunshine across the calendar year, it's the ideal location to take a load off, relax, and enjoy. Our World Heritage and UNESCO sites showcase the oldest megalithic temples in Europe, the breathtaking capital of Valletta, the silent city of Medina, and so much more. It's gamification in real life. Everything about Malta, namely its architecture, local village feasts, basilicas, entertainment scene, and multiple iconic film sets, make it truly unique. And with a vibrant video game studio ecosystem, major iGaming companies, tech startups, and esports companies hosted across the island, coupled with a passion for innovation, Malta has truly its finger on the digital pulse. Malta, home of gaming excellence.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man is the one to build you up, faith in God. They never come around.
Rush, I want you to think back in time to young Rush, little William, and Tell me about the CS player, I guess, that first made you sit up and take notice of what was possible in the pro scene.
When I first started playing, there definitely were some NA players that I looked up to. Like, I think Dazed was one of them. I think he was a big, like, mentor for me, actually. Like, he always gets memed about, like, Glocks and, like, being a rager in 10-mans, but I think he helped me grow into the player I am because I was willing to learn under him. I think, yeah, him and, like, other players, the 10-mans really helped me grow as a player in my early days.
Did he have any epic moments that you can remember at an event, or do you think the reason that he's kind of inspiration for you is more of a personal thing?
I think there was one moment that, maybe like a individual moment, but I think they beat Titan at ESEA LAN finals. I want to say season 17 or something like that. And that was really like cool to see because back then NA teams kind of got slammed by every European team always. And I think they beat Titan in a best of 3 or best of 5, and that was really cool to see. But I think generally speaking, the reason I put Daze as my player is because, like I said, he really helped me like grow as a player. Even though I never really played in a team with him, I always played with him in outside of practice, in fun scrims, pugs, rank S, 10-mans, and I think that I always was happy when I played with him because he would like direct me and help me a lot. And yeah, so thanks, Daze.
Do you have any similarities in your playstyle?
I think, yeah, I think we're similar to CT sides. I think we're very like passive, but we also are willing to take risks at mid-round. And I think like he's more of a rotation player and I'm more of an anchor these days. But I think that I definitely took notes from the way he plays CT because he's not like a hyper aggro player, but he will take information when he needs to. And like say like someone dies on the other side of the map, he's the guy who's gonna like, okay, we have to re-aggress on our side to make up for that, you know, type of thing. So.
And I guess what's the main thing that he taught you? Was it a communication thing? Did he teach you anything about taking those risks?
I think comms and just teamwork are what the main things he taught me. He didn't teach me individual skill or like how to spray control or like flashing right or smoking right. That's things you learn on your own, I think. He taught me how to play within a team and within a system and not go on your own, do your own thing. He was all about a system on the CT side especially. And if you play within that system, yeah, you're gonna be solid.
Nice.
Guys. Good shit, boys. I'm gonna go get a
Nice. Well, for Complexity at least, we get to go on a little bit further in the series. Dust 2 done. Mirage on the horizon. Nuke, maybe, just maybe, depending what NaVi we get. Welcome back to the ESL Pro League Season 13, everybody. It's well past regulation in terms of the regular season, the groups. We're now in the playoffs. And we're going to eliminate one of these teams at the end of this series. So I've got Yanko and Gasad here with me to help you all digest it and understand a little bit easier. Where do we start to place the blame in this one, fellas?
I don't know about like blame strictly, right? Like obviously Flamey had a bit of a quiet game. I think it's again like more of the NaVi we saw from the group stages. You know, this time didn't even win. You know, we said that they were the second at winning pistols through all the group stages where, well, here they couldn't even do that. They were off to another slow start in the first half on their T side. You know, Complexity got off to a 6-0 lead straight off the bat.
Yeah, wild stuff, Gasad.
Quick 5-0, both pistols lost, and then in the second half you get into this like seesaw kind of thing where they 1-for-1 rounds. That doesn't really do good for you if you're like down on the scoreboard, you know. And then against Simple, Simple had a quiet game for his like standards, right? He didn't have any explosive rounds, nothing too crazy to turn the momentum towards NaVi, and I think the problem was also, you see, right, like the Boomage 4K where they win the, you know, kind of eco with the saved guns that they've had. You thought this is going to spark NaVi, right? Now they're going to start coming back. But what happens after that, Complexity just takes long. And we saw, for example, that whole ENCE VP game. You saw how VP, whenever they would give along to their opponents, there was always a plan behind it, right? There's always a one-way smoke being played around in the side. There's always support with the flashes. There's always like all kinds of different stuff happening where, you know, NaVi had to give up long because they were boosting someone like short as well, and
then there was no
Plan
solution after that, even with Complexity not having too many nades.
They struggled on B as well against those pops towards the end. Like, I think Complexity did like a couple of B pops that kind of...
Yeah, we have that right here. I'll show you why. It's also interesting, a bit different than what we've had with, this time they have 5 guys in tunnels. Usually it's a 4-1 setup. And also how you're going to help Rush get entry kills as your entry fragger, right? He's going to go straight towards door. So you'll see soon there's a bunch of flashes coming in, but important to note, there's one flash that pops here, the opening flash. The rest of them are going here to the left, if you look at it that way, and over the side, meaning they're all going to pop behind the Rush, allowing him to keep rushing basically, and he gets the kill first on Flamey. He creates enough space with the second kill that allows Config to get the trade. And that's it. That's pretty much round over. At this point, NaVi doesn't even want to go for it. They're just saving in a 3v4. And that's all it took, right? Like, it's a very simple, just chain flashing, right? The important thing is creating space so that you can get the trades. And also, basically the best way to win after this, initial push, if you're CT, is a fast retake, right? To just keep flashing behind your teammates if they're still alive in the side. That's your best chance to do the retake. If they position themselves like they did in a 4v3, you don't have really a strong chance of retaking that.
No cushion to fall back on, whereas you can work with the utility if you have it.
And they did that 2 rounds in a row as well. This is round 23, actually. That's when Flamey was in the side with the op. Again, there's nothing he can do there. He's going to get blinded. He's going to get mollied out. And just, wish Ents had that round.
Yeah, I mean, Ents, I think they have enough to think about for Dust 2 at least. That was Rush and some of the stats. He was tearing it up all over Dust 2, but now the Dust 2's over. He's got to do the same thing on Mirage. Now, we were on NaVi's map pick, Dust 2. So now we flip it over. Kassad, does it get any easier?
No, for NaVi, not at all. I mean, Mirage is one of the favorite maps for Complexity. Their defaults are pretty good. They have super good strats, like a contact place after defaults. They can mix it up.
Blame lurking,
blame lurking all over the place. And I know Justin JKS has always been good on Mirage, especially on CT side, and on T side he can cause a lot of problems, being the guy on the extremities, and it's a lot of problems for NaVi coming into this.
Coming in instead of Flamey, though.
That can be a positive thing.
Might give them a boost in the fragging department.
Yeah, because it was definitely a little bit lacking as we started to take a look at Dust 2. But Dust 2's done now. We're looking at Mirage. There ain't no kidding about. NaVi on the brink of elimination. We'll go to a break. We'll come right back.
You ready? Huh? Hey, boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Hi, my name is Suli. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, first of all, we started a great year. We won the Blast. Then we lost to Gambit, the team that won event. And after this, we are not out of Pro League yet, and I'm not saying that we are played better. We're still in playoffs and we can still win the tournament. So we'll talk after the tournament.
came to hit but never run. I would take on anyone. I got a feeling that it's just begun. It's my I got a feeling that it's just begun. It's my I got a feeling that it's just begun. Oh, can you hear me? I think I'm feeling right. I'm up in the clouds and I'm never gonna come back, never gonna come back down. I won't hesitate. I will never fall behind. Spare me.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
All right, play the music. Let's get it. NaVi taking on Cole. Second map, Mirage. Complexity 1-0 up right now after taking Dust 2. And NaVi, well, they were in bits. And now he's in the server too, fighting alongside them.
Nice. Yeah, good tie-in. He's been here all Pro League long, right? Summoning for more and more maps, getting into more and more cool moments with NaVi. But this might not be a cool moment. This might be them getting eliminated from the tournament if NaVi don't pick things up here. Cole, their map pick, they're feeling good. Dust 2 was one-sided as can be. And now Mirage, they're wondering if it's free. We've got Util over that A site. Blame with the smokes. Rush, same story, is a long way away with the bomb. And we've got JKS crawling through Palace, taking his time. He hasn't been spotted by Boomish's aggression. Oh, Dink on B, Bit getting out of there. Meanwhile, NaVi take middle, or Cole rather take mid with the window smoke and one towards jungle. They're going to run up connector. Electronic trying to piece this one together. He's about to realize a lot on his plate. He's got the first, traded out though, and now JKS on Palace that he never knew about. With two players in A side, they've got to clear them, and they do with ease. Double kill in an instant, and there's more where that came from. Only Bit, who is dinked in B a long while ago, and Cole. I love that split. It's lovely. It's easy. NaVi had no idea what's coming until it's already too late. Honestly, NaVi had like great positions to deal with that round. They had perfect positions. Player on the back, player at backside, Electronic covering Con. No mid control, sure. That's a bit of a surprise, but Electronic at least gets 1-for-1. And it's the lurkout Palace for JKS, the position that in Boomich's head was clear. He already peeked in, and he had no idea. It all comes crumbling down.
Yeah, we got this little force buy. We all love a force buy. I want it to find something. I want something cool. Simple. Can you give us something cool? That's tagged. All right. That's kind of cool. But it was like 27 damage, so... yeah. Would have been cooler if it was the kill. Imagine if it was.
No, I won't.
Look at this little ramp push coming in from NaVi as well.
You can't make me.
They're creeping in. It's a creepy round. Rush. Oh, not ready for two. Boomich gonna beat him with the CZ. Now a man down. We've seen these rounds spiral out of control for Cole in the past. It wouldn't be unheard of.
NaVi have two guns? Oh, that's their bread and butter.
Oh, simple. Has to finish the job that he tried to start earlier in mid, but instead, Poison beats him right away. And so this B site crumbles. Any danger that this round represented is kind of out the window with that. Anticipating it might just be a save here out of NaVi. if JKS lets him, that is. If he lets him, that is. Oh.
Yeah. Just trying to get away with this Galil, right? Have a chance to win that follow-up round, maybe on what would be a full eco for Na'Vi if they lost everything here. Started so well, didn't it? But then Cole again avoid this setup. They go B. Similar to how one of those rounds on Dust 2 went out, where Cole go out long, they lose both players, and then they just fast mid to B, and there's no one there. There's only one man to stop them, and it was Flame who got overwhelmed. Kind of a similar situation here. RV just out-positioned, outmaneuvered, and Cole finding a second. Good trade over those pistols, drop this and that to the other, but by and large it's looking like a Cole third round. I don't want to jinx it, we have seen the solo rifle, the double rifle rounds do something crazy for Na'Vi, but this is really not a map where that should be as easily done. Rush, oh yeah, I was going to say, is he playing Glock armor? Harry, you like the USP armor. Glock armor, probably a bridge too far.
What, Glock armor? Yeah, that one's a little more unheard of.
Seen Flusher try it.
Ooh, they're just waiting. Ooh, lordy, they're waiting. It's only this USP at ramp. Boomich is more like a living, breathing decoy at this point in time, right? He's only got this USP. His whole job is just to draw the attention in, try and let these rifles, these pistols get away with a little more damage. BlameF and Electronic are having a weird moment over here in middle.
Two guns.
They skirt past each other, and Boomich, he was meant to be the decoy, but instead he's got himself a double kill with the USP, leaving it all on Poison, who has retrieved the AK, yes, but is getting pressured by Simple and Electronic. 2v1, they win that one out. Na'Vi get it done, and like we all expected, Boomich with the USP, you don't mess with him.
He's asking for some respect on his name, Harry. How dare you call him a decoy? How dare you?
Well, if you ever needed more proof that the Caster's Curse is a very, very real thing, there it is. Boomich, double USP kill.
Like we all expected. Yeah, running through ramp smoke, it was fading, even so. It's optimistic for Cole. There was no flash on the close side, so we were just given free reign. But even then, that is a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, Electronic pushed mid. He killed a player up. I think it was BlameF up Cat, and then he dropped the Galil back and grabbed the other gun. So him and Simple were just armed immediately as well. So even if Boomich didn't get away with a double there, that still could have been a very easy round for Na'Vi. They just love it when they don't have the weaponry. I don't know what changes. But they're winning more rounds with less than they are with more. Will this be their undoing now, as everything is available? The AWP on Simple, 4 rifles, and remaining cognizant that they don't have that mid info. Electronic is creeping through the spawn, keeping his eyes on the vent. Cole moved down mid. Poison with only a PC-50. Poor guy. Doesn't want to lose the bomb either. Simple's waiting for that fade on the smoke. There's lots of players towards Connector right now. 2 CTs plus Simple back in the site. He's going to get split from the ramp, so he needs this cover to be perfect here. Flash comes through. Simple repositions, and Flash is good. Cover sprays, but so do Boomich and Electronic. Simple with a missed shot going back in. BlameF needs the mid kill, and he has it, but there's more players in con. And Rush gets so deep before Simple takes him down. It's too late. He finds Boomich. Now Simple trapped, but he's at least going to be able to drop one more. BlameF, 20 seconds to do it. The bomb is loose, and he's not being given the second kill. He never saw Perfecto.
Oh, and BlameF is just saving. Just migrating away. That's it. No option for him there. It's a nice try from Cole. Admittedly, they made that round closer than it looked like it was going to be. But sadly, that double con setup with the flash that Simple provided. Simple might have only got 2 kills in that round, but he really is a difference maker there, right? He gets the 2 that get out through ramp. Yeah, okay, Boomich dies because Rush gets a little deeper than maybe they were ready for him to get. Doesn't matter. You still get all the kills you had to get if you're Simple, and you set up your 2 teammates to open up that round, taking a huge advantage and a lot of ground away from Complexity as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a rough one for Cole.
Yeah, Rush thinks the same. Yeah, and it looked like a read for NaVi, right? They gave up middle. They knew that Cole were going to be able to fast cap, fast con, and they were so set up for the con split, which is really what Cole have been doing every round, right? Just con splitting. Blame, is it an early or is it a late play? He's got the AK at B. NaVi, 3 players here. All the Glocks filtering out Palace. Blame could lurk out, but it's likely that NaVi will just chew up Cole in this round. Boomich, you'd imagine he wouldn't kill all 4. Should be eventually overwhelmed, but depends on whether Electronic can help him out from the stairs side. Smoke on the Palace. But it's not really a deterrent. If Cole wanted to go, they would just jump out. And Blame F, who was unable to get a B pick as NaVi go for more info and check the apartments. Now Blame's come all the way back, so the info's there. Simple might even pre-rotate out of the site. And even though Cole only have 1 man inside of A, this round surely can't be a lost one.
Yeah, surely, right? Surely it's all fine. There it is. The rotations are good. Electronic takes 3 out of the round. And NaVi are up in the lead at 3-2. But now the easy streak is officially over. Right, you've got to worry about the big guns coming back out for Cole. I mean, I've seen bigger guns in my time. All right, Blame F taking a Mac-10. Small gun for a big man.
Yeah. Obviously a little broken from that save still. And is it just a fast B execute for Cole? They're setting up towards apartments quick. Simple with a cat jump does make it across. And that's a nice start. Config killed in middle. Cole wanted to go for B.
See, the thought of like Blame F's huge hulking arms holding a little tiny weapon is funny to me. Maybe it's funny to you. Just imagine it. Here's the push into B. They try to go through the smokes again. They try to brave this smoke wall in the B site, and they do get in. Will they get this bomb planted? Right now, Perfecto is still a problem. Just trying to buy time, and the rest of his teammates tucked in the market now might be able to help him out. They lose 2 in the blink of an eye, and this is left even odds. Up through short, Boomich is sneaking. Bomb's planted in a bit of a weird spot here. They need one of these gunfights to come in, and Boomich is pretty scary on this wrap. He might have a freebie here, and indeed he does. He collects both kills from the short side. So Boomich locks that round in. NaVi up onto 4. Perfecto definitely deserves an honorable mention there as well for staying alive so long, for not letting that bomb go down right away.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot more out of NaVi already, right? I think some of that is coming off of Simple's freedom on this map, right? You can play this one. If you give up middle, you can easily play it to have 4 site players and then just that float player, right? And have Simple just go wherever he wants, wherever the action is, running around, finding his fight, triple stacking B, back in CT on A, playing very safe positions, but ones you can find extreme value from and deny those bomb plants. So yeah, we're seeing that. He's going to go back to middle, dropping the molly in window, trying to put a smoke off. But nowadays we do see more variances of T-side smokes that land in window that will fully bloom no matter whether the Molotov is thrown or not. So not in this round. Cole taking their time again. Config gets out mid alive this time. This might just be a repeat of the previous round, but with Config playing it a little safer, right? Not wanting to get picked by the Yorp early that is now in the B bomb site. So Config's room to strike is granted rather. So he'll move up catwalk, but Molly comes down, deters him yet again. Cole throw their nades into B, and here they come.
Yeah, the read was just too good for NaVi. There was so many players in the right place, and they all strike in tandem. Config knows he's walking into a lost round, and so he will just back out of it. NaVi up onto 5.
Yeah, if there's one thing that we can say right now, it's like NaVi know exactly what Cole are doing, right? Like that connected crunch that we saw, NaVi had 3 players with their eyes on Con. Both B plays for Cole in these last 2 rounds. NaVi have had 3 players in B, like absolutely perfect reads. So that's not going to bode well for Cole on the T side. They need to switch things up, try and stay fresh. Config, can he get away with this one? 20 seconds. They're on cat, they're in con. If they get impatient, they can push him. But it feels like he'll live to fight another day. A hero AK in a follow-up round. but ultimately it's still a lost round. It's still no money for Cole. Boomage is coming in to punish, but he won't get there in time.
Yeah, there was some nice little details there. I think it was, I didn't catch who threw it. Might have been Bit. One of these short players throws a smoke that lands in Con, right? Gives the players in A an opportunity to peek over the top. That denies Config any kind of short wrap. And also, you know, he was making his way up through Cat when that smoke comes in. Obviously, in tandem with that entire play, Complexity had thrown some fake smokes over in A. I think they were hoping that that Con smoke was like the reactionary play to those A smokes coming in, right? Trying to deny the Con control. So Config ends up like waiting in middle, right? For kills that are actually never arriving. The truth is, NaVi, they knew what was going on in that round, and they kind of duped you into taking the bait if you're Complexity.
On top of that con smoke, there was a short molly as well, so Config doesn't want to just sit behind the Molotov, open to, you know, what is or could be a one-way in con, but also getting swung on Cat. But really that molly was just to let NaVi triple fight the B apartments, and they mow everyone down with no problem. So a nice detail. Smoke does land, but there's a nice big gap for Simple to exploit. However, no kill being gifted. Cole playing it safely behind the boxes. Pressure on Config in this round if they want to